Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Xenonauts 2. As today, bloodied and bruised, but still somehow alive, the Raiders return home. With a few new prizes in tow, I'll be curious to see exactly what we unlock this time around, especially with the alien bio rifle. Like I said last time, that's new. That I don't recall seeing that back in early access. Plus, of course, we'll get the Mantid Autopsy, though we'll have to do some legwork to research the one we took alive. Let's see what we've got. Aha! New lab's up. We'll get that sorted momentarily. New project unlocked, Observation Mantid, and Autopsy Mantid. Mantids are an alien species that appears insectoid in origin. Their small stature and fragile chitinous shell mean their bodies are remarkably light. None of the recovered corpses weighs more than 50 kilograms. The biology of these creatures is fascinating. They possess delicate fingers that can easily manipulate weapons and tools, yet maintain 4 articulated legs and a strange hybrid circulatory system. The shape of their jaws suggests that they are of herbivorous descent, yet they can still generate sufficient force to sever a human limb in a single bite. However, possibly their most noteworthy feature is the large compound eyes situated on either side of the head. These appear to grant mantids an extremely wide field of view, allowing these creatures to monitor wide swaths of the battlefield for enemy movement, and making them exceedingly difficult to sneak up on. Mantids also possess well-developed brains and are likely to be surprisingly intelligent. A number of the control systems recovered from crashed UFOs appear to be adapted for Mantid use. We haven't shot down any UFOs, but sure. Perhaps implying the extraterrestrials utilize them as pilots. Thankfully, Mantid physiology somewhat limits their threat. Their chitin shell can easily be cracked or broken, and without bones or other internal structures to protect their organs, they are left highly vulnerable to the many hazards of the battlefield. Perhaps unsurprisingly, mantids are reportedly rather skittish under fire. I mean, you say that. I don't know if that's actually what we saw out there. But it does say they have 40 bravery, so I mean, I guess. Also expanded view range, Mantid bite, which I do need to keep in mind. There were a couple of times I got right up in one's face. Oh, and a penalty to hit them. Interesting. I mean, it doesn't really change much, but good to know. Also, Mantid corpse analysis. But nothing with the bio rifles? We did... Huh. Right, I mean, obviously corpse analysis, that's a given, but we did bring them back, right? Yeah, they're right there. Wow, that's weird. Why would they... There must be a prerequisite we haven't met yet. Though, I mean, the fact that we can immediately sell them as junk really does kind of throw me. Then again, we haven't done magnetic weapon research yet either, and it also marks those as junk, so... I don't know. I mean, I guess we just won't worry about it for now, but that is a shame. I was really looking forward to seeing what their deal was. As for our other research, almost done with our current project, 2 more days out. Let's go ahead and top off our research staff. And on we go. There's our scientists. And there's our armor. Warden Combat Armor. Warden Armor represents one of the most straightforward ways we can use our recovered alien alloys, modifying our existing Defender armor to increase protection and reduce weight. The updated design employs an interlocking arrangement of hard metal plates across the torso and shoulders. Although coated in only a small quantity of alloys, they can now easily withstand a close-range shot from any modern assault rifle. Beneath this lies a layer of Kevlar, protecting the wearer from fragmentation should any penetration occur. Such protection would be impossible without extraterrestrial materials, as the plates of hardened steel or ceramic generally used in body armor would need to be so thick that the wearer would struggle to move under the weight. Warden Armor is therefore the best protective garment we currently have available, and requires only a modest quantity of alien alloys to construct. However, it is a relatively simplistic concept that will no doubt be superseded once we have had sufficient time to fully familiarize ourselves with the remarkable properties of alien materials. This design is thus somewhat of a stopgap. It will help keep your soldiers alive while we develop superior armor that can truly utilize the capabilities of alien alloys. But you must be careful considering how much of our stockpile of precious alien materials should be used for this purpose. Yeah, we'll probably just do a basic set of 8, and then leave it at that. Let's go ahead and let's do Observation Mantid next. That's a nice short one, so we'll go ahead and bank the damage and training bonus. And let's get some Warden Armor going. 25k per. We'll do 4. 100k worth. Actually, no, let's just go ahead and do all 8. We've got the alloys for it. And we're still coasting on probes and abduction pods right now. We'll have a lot more alloy to play with once we start shooting down proper UFOs. Oh, right. There's the rest of our scientists. I forgot we did staggered recruitment. Oh, it's just a probe. Yeah, we'll take it out. Another probe? Sure, why not? That's fine, we'll get him next time. Speaking of which, there we go. Probe out, Doomsday nudge down ever so slightly. Speaking of which, we actually have enough to... Never mind. Those daily increases finally coming back to bite us. Fair enough. There we go. Alright, let's get you out of here. Alloy recovered. And Observation Mantid. My observations of the captured Mantid specimen is now complete, Commander. The subject has a rather nervous disposition, becoming visibly skittish whenever anyone approaches. It communicates largely via high-pitched chittering, but despite our best efforts, the language proved impossible to decode. Interacting with the Mantid reveals that it is surprisingly intelligent, demonstrating the ability to quickly master electronic devices and solve test problems with ease. Even relatively complex arithmetic proved little issue for our captive. But sadly, we lack the common vocabulary to test more advanced concepts. Given their frail physiology, herbivorous nature, and excellent vision, I suspect these creatures originally evolved as prey beasts. Although their strong marksmanship means they still pose a threat, one imagines their primary role is actually to operate complex equipment, such as UFOs, rather than combat. Indeed, many of my assistants seem to rather enjoy interacting with a Mantid, treating it like one would a particularly intelligent dog. Rest assured, I will monitor this matter closely. We must not forget that this creature was an active enemy combatant only a short time ago. Right, yeah, I think we actually kept one back in early access. The base mascot or something. I vaguely recall that. They are kind of cute. Honestly, as far as giant bug aliens go, they really could have made it a whole lot grosser. I think that's something that could be said about most of the aliens in this game. You know, outside of the autopsy screens, they're generally pretty safe designs. Especially with the wraiths, as I recall. Those guys look downright cuddly. Alright, let's go ahead and get our next project going, and... You know what, let's go ahead and knock out combat vehicles, why not? It's just 4 days and change at our current research rate. And then after that, we'll do magnetic weapons. Tactical mission on tap. Cleaner Leader. A cleaner leader has been identified visiting this area, personally coordinating an attempt to destabilize the local region. Eliminating him will disrupt these plans and may also present opportunities to gather useful intelligence on the cleaners. I mean, obviously we're going to do it. Not just for the Doomsday drop or the operation points, but because I would very much like to see the new lore entry they have for cleaner leaders. Saw that in the patch notes, haven't actually gotten a chance to read it yet. Florida, of course. It's always Florida. One sec, I'll prep our team. With a heavy focus on Blitzkrieg Assault and Capture this time. And we're back. Team prepped. New Warden Armor equipped, so I'm looking forward to putting that through its paces. We had enough for both Shieldmen and both Assaults. And, you know, I did still find room to fit in at least a couple of Privates. Not as many as last time around, given how that went. But you know, like I said last time, we really do need to find a way to jam them in. Otherwise, they'll just be too soft. That said, to those who are about to die, etc., etc. Good luck, Raiders. Let's get this done. Finding and eliminating the leader, VIP, in this command post should effectively shut down cleaner activity in the local region. The VIP is likely to be located in the largest building. Additionally, the area likely contains valuable data that may grant our organization additional operations points. Kill the VIP and return soldiers to dropship. Alternate, stun VIP and bring them with you. It is not possible to win this mission. Reinforcements will spawn continually from turn 9. Computers drop data sticks worth 5 OP each. The VIP is worth 50. Good to know. This is the secure processing area of the docks. Smart place to put a regional control center. This may explain how our enemies are able to smuggle equipment around the globe with such ease. Yeah. Sweep the area, find the leader, and eliminate them. Intel reports suggest they're in the largest building. Grab whatever data you can from the computers, too. Oh, and enemy reinforcements won't be long. Don't hang about. Understood. Yeah, we'll make a beeline for the cleaner leader is what I was about to say, but we've already got 2 people on our left, so... I suppose first things first, we should probably deal with them. Ah. That guy is visibly wearing a vest. I assume that actually represents higher armor. Far enough away that I'm not too worried about him, though. Let's focus down this closer guy. Should hopefully be... Oof. And there goes 2/3 of our shield. Left side otherwise mostly clear. Still have a blind spot between these crates, but we'll worry about that after this. Come on, random. Oh. Alright, one more tap should do it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. That was a 40% chance to hit, but... Come on, guys. Alright. Alright, come on. Someone's got to land a hit here. Clone pushing up. Oh, that, 2 targets in the lobby across the way. That... Whiffed again. But yeah, that, the building across the way, that's got to be our target. That's how it was back in early access as well. They usually positioned your target building or structure directly opposite you on the map. Check right. Target pinged, but otherwise... Looking pretty quiet out there. We've got another building off right, but I don't think that's the one we came to hit. Val, could you please... Come on, man. Hey! Finally, my goodness. RNG is in a mood today. How about the other guy? Can we possibly finish him off? I will freely admit, odds here are pretty slim. We're basically hip-firing our launcher. Alright, well, you know, you got him. Not the guy I was going for, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. Thank you. McLeish? No, that was served. Served cold. Target's incoming. We can see the window just went out off right. And someone's bleeding. That's got to be our guy off left. Can we get visual? I would really prefer not to leave him on our flank. Yeah, I'm not really sure where that guy got off to. I guess just hunker here. We'll try to keep that in mind. But stay focused on moving forward. Primary goal here is to snag that cleaner leader. And I mean, we're not going to be able to do that if we get too bogged down trading pot shots with the people on our flanks. We'll have Roman go up on the crate next round. Set up Overwatch. Serve pushing up. Let's go ahead and punch out that wall. Nice. And... oh, and let's clear these blind spots. Yeah, dock maps, still my least favorite. They are just so fiddly. You know, it's kind of a double whammy when you've got a mission like this one where you're on a time limit. Though, 9 rounds is pretty generous, relatively speaking. The abduction missions were like 6, so this feels like a downright luxury. Let's get a peek up top. Ah. Right. Right. Fair. I knew we had multiple people out there. I just was really hoping they wouldn't notice. I mean, look, I would have done that with the shieldmen if they could actually climb with those shields, but... alas, you work with what you've got. Wow, really figured you'd have a better shot from there. Rush on... Rush on left. And then cover. We're rocking Warden Armor, so I'm not too worried because we can clearly see these guys are still using conventional ballistics. In theory, we should be able to tank at least a couple of hits. Target out. Though, I mean, we'll still take some steps to try to keep ourselves relatively safe. Ha, nice. Glad to see they're just as subject to wacky misses as we are. Shield ate that one. Again, that's just RNG for you. But we now know that they're both more or less clustered right in this general area, so let's get a little closer to boost those hit chances. And punch out that wall. There you are. Amartya? Nice. Secure lobby. 2 doors. No, 3. Right, we have a side door. Target's definitely in back. That's usually how it worked in early access. But then we have a side room, which has like extra computers or something. We'll set up here for this round and maybe start peeking next round. Though we'll hold off on a full breach till we maybe get some guys on the sides. Still looking clear out here. I'm starting to wonder if that guy just like wandered off and bled to death. We did hear bleeding, which we haven't heard since. That implies he either naturally stopped bleeding or he, you know, well, I mean, I guess death is also a natural stop of bleeding, so, you know. Target far side. Not sure he can hit us from that far, but let's angle towards him just in case. Shield's at 80. I mean, we can survive a pop. Your breath patched. But let's keep her back. We'll maybe hang here and just have her watch the chopper. Provide medical support for our back line. Roman up top. Risky position, but he can keep Overwatch more effectively from here. Obviously something that'll be a whole lot safer to do if and when we unlock the cloaking tech. But again, you know, you make do with what you've got. That's back left. Shot into Diego's shield, right? Oh, that's not bad. Shield can still eat a couple of shots. Let's push up on this door here. Oh, wait. I did not mean to do that. Okay, well, I definitely didn't mean to do that. I wanted to be on the door, not through it, and then I definitely didn't want to close it behind me, because that puts us in a rough spot, but actually, I think we can maybe make this work. Let's fire in the hole. Let's knock out this whole corner here. Right, and lay down fire. Okay, well that shot went into the infinite void. That's probably normal. But, you know, again, it's fine. That's We're going to lay down smoke momentarily. That's the main reason we opened the wall, so we could basically block complete line of sight and keep Diego relatively safe. Nice. Even just wearing them down is good, because in theory, once we drop the smoke on them, that might cause them to finish. Oh, no, well, scratch that. That man's dead. Val, come on in here, please. Close that door behind you. Let's get... You two have gas masks, so... let's plan around that. No, that's too risky. But you do have smoke, so hang tight for a sec. Random rushing. There's our VIP. We'll be right with you, sir. Might get a... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Dude's got an SMG. Odds are in our favor on that one. One more in back. Vested. Plus 2 computers. We'll definitely scoop those on our way out. But, for now... pop smoke. I think that fell slightly short, but should still be good. Yeah, I'm really liking the smoke on guy with gas mask approach. That's rough, buddy. Shot into Diego's shield. Oh, Wirth? Tagged again? Return fire. I mean, I'd be mad, but yeah, that truck probably had it coming. There we go. And patch. Then I think maybe just hold... keep that shot in reserve. Target out, but random spent. Let's get Diego on that door. Yes. Shield sucking fumes, but still doing its job. No complaints. Peek. Target's pinged. Stop being shellfish. Shield out, light ding on clone. But target out, which just leaves our VIP. Clone, why don't you back off for a sec? Though I mean, on the bright side, no shield means he now has both hands free to grab that VIP. Just need to knock him down. Which we will do next round. Roman on Overwatch. Amartya on Overwatch. We had a guy off left, so I mean, keep an eye out there as well. We had another bodyguard. Unexpected, but not insurmountable. Target's moved off to right. Slightly problematic. Val, go ahead and clear a path for random. Though, Let's go ahead and maybe lay down a flash first to prevent you from taking a shot on approach. That'll also get Clone closer so he can scoop the leader a little faster. Actually, and random, hit this guy from the side. Okay, that's fair. My turn. Hey, look at that. It turns out that Warden Armor has a slight edge over a vest and dress shirt. Diego pushing up. Yeah, get right up on top. Warden Armor plus 13 ablative on shield. Feels like a safe bet. Especially with target flashed. Val will grab these and then hug cover. Prep to come up behind next round. But we want him taking his one shot into Diego's shield, which might also free up Diego's hands. Then Diego could scoop instead of clone. Stay on guard. Served, why don't you watch our backs? And hold. Nice. Target way off on right, but way too far to really worry about. Still potentially have one off left. I don't think we ever dealt with that guy. Not the one who is bleeding, but the other one. There was another guy we saw moving around at one point. But, you know, I think we're pretty much done here. Let's, Alright, come on. Hey, there we go. VIP out. Oh, shoot. That's fine. Clone needed the round to get over there anyway. We'll just kind of hang out here for a sec. Random checking right. Looks pretty clear out here, though we know there was a guy further back near the truck. Ooh, computers. I am tempted to grab those. Oh, but no, you know what, with 2 rounds left on the clock, I don't think that's worth the risk, so... Yeah, let's maybe start, let's start angling to make our exit here. Oh, shoot. Really wish you'd made that shot, Amartya. And yeah, we're not gonna waste time with that. Alright, well. Roman, return fire. Okay. I guess that's fine. Fall back. Let's get that guy dealt with. We've got 2 medics on tap, so we'll patch Roman next round. No, that's too problematic. McLeod, could you please explode this man? I mean, yeah, I guess that helps. Thanks. Mark, yeah. Missed. I will say that is one thing that's a bit fun with this particular type of mission, the ones where you're not going to be recovering most of this stuff anyway. Don't have to worry about salvage. So you can, in fact, afford to just vaporize people. The real downside, the real thing holding you back there, of course, being that grenades do a remarkably lackluster amount of damage, at least this early in the game. You'd think that fragmentation grenades would be slightly more effective against soft targets. We're cutting this pretty close. Reinforcements are in this round. Watch out! Enemy reinforcements have started arriving. Time to make an exit. Oh, okay, that's not bad. Alright, that's slightly worse. Not awful. Very glad we didn't have random veer off course to grab those data sticks. Come on, Raiders. Time to go. Don't worry about the guys coming in on the flanks. We're making smoke. In fact, let's go ahead and lead with one now, so you don't take an unnecessary shot. Nice. Hibbity hop. And let's get one off left as well. Okay. Very short-lived corridor of safety. I'm going to say we are 3 rounds from departure. Don't like that. But if it's the best you can do, then I'm not too worried. Come on, Raiders. Two rounds out from departure. Yeah, we should just barely beat that second wave. Assuming, of course, there are no complications. I will say there's a small part of me that's tempted to stick around just to see if we can maybe snag some of those cleaner guns, because I'm pretty sure these guys are in fact rocking magnetics. But much like last time, probably not worth the risk. I mean, we've already accomplished our primary goal. We've got the VIP secured. And that was what we came here to do. So yeah, as tempting as it might be to find new ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Diego, why don't you leave them a little parting gift? We'll just pretend he set the timer on that thing before he dropped it. And we're good. Wirth and Roman took a bit of a beating on that one, but mission accomplished. I'm not really unhappy with how any of that went. That abduction mission was a lot more stressful. Leader capped plus 6 cleaner data. That's 80 OP. Gets us up to 110. And Crux Hilarious for random. Congratulations, buddy. Plus Crimson Heart for Wirth. First time out in the field. Not a bad get. especially considering she's only injured for 10 days. The hits we took were actually way lighter than I thought. Come on back. Interrogation. Cleaner Leader. Given their light equipment, cleaner leaders pose only a minor threat to our soldiers on the battlefield. However, interrogation of our captives suggests that they are intelligent and highly capable infiltrators and commanders. The subject appears to be a human male in their early 50s. Their identity remains unknown, although they speak with a distinct American accent. Operations Division has scanned numerous personnel databases and found no match for their DNA, fingerprints, or dental records. This is highly unusual, and I consider it deeply suspicious. Cranial scans reveal the presence of alien brain implants, but the images suggest a more extensive and intricate pattern than found in normal, cleaner soldiers. The cognition skills of our captive appear wholly unaffected, indeed, perhaps even enhanced. They are lucid, calm, and alarmingly persuasive when questioned. Nonetheless, the depths of their delusion rapidly become apparent. Our subject inhabits a parallel reality where they are part of the resistance against the alien forces, while our own organization serves the enemy. No amount of evidence to the contrary seems capable of changing their mind. Ironically, this belief proved rather useful. Despite his cranial implants rendering our prisoner immune to coercive tactics, he inadvertently divulged several important pieces of information under interrogation. Intelligence he clearly saw no reason to protect, for any enemies of humanity would already have known it. Oh, that's fun. That really feels like it's a nod towards the Firaxis XComs, which pretty infamously retconned the bulk of the first game, with the reveal in the opening of the second game that the commander had been captured early in the entire first game. Was basically just them in a VR pod, thinking they were running XCOM, but actually inadvertently helping the aliens secure control of Earth. That's fun. I like that. You know, it's a fun, cheeky nod, while also, yeah, it does make sense. I mean, the aliens have already shown a capability and propensity towards mind controlling or influencing humans, both short-term and long. Our general, for example, who is already starting to short-circuit, versus this guy who is clearly designed for the long haul. And then, as for our operations points, while I am tempted to go ahead and clear that one last discounted infiltrator in Latin America, I think we'll go ahead and grab this instead. This discounted science operative. Both to further expedite our research, but also to get us right on the cusp of unlocking that Africa sales bonus. And since we are so close now, we will go ahead and sit on this and save it for once we've got that extra plus 30%. Not that it'll really amount to much just yet, but an extra 30k is an extra 30k. Let's push up, finish this project. I think that'll be a good place to call it. Let me just make sure we're not overlooking anything. Okay, pushing up the clock. And there we go. Mars Combat Platform. The Mars Mechanical Armed Recon System is a remote-controlled armored vehicle small enough to be carried inside a dropship. Faster, tougher, and better armed than any soldier, it would be a worthy addition to our tactical teams. This vehicle is designed primarily for scouting work. Compact and highly mobile, it can advance in front of your soldiers to sight enemies and draw out overwatch fire. Given its strong armor and relatively rugged construction, it is significantly more resilient to alien weapons than the average human. When it does encounter enemies, the Mars usually has two methods of dealing with them. The more mundane option is the auto rifle, little more than a standard infantry rifle with a high-capacity magazine and better recoil stabilization. The other option is the rocket pod, mounted atop the vehicle. Although the Mars can only carry 6 rockets into battle, each of these is tipped with a powerful incendiary warhead that will demolish almost all terrain within its sizable blast radius. Although it only deals mediocre damage against enemy units, it is very effective at breaking their armor. Additional weapons variants are also available, should you wish to experiment further. Finally, note that the Mars is heavy enough to be able to smash through most walls and cover objects as if they were not there. This has obvious tactical utility, and a canny commander can also use this vehicle to create paths for nearby soldiers to use. Yes, that is very fun. Also, I did not realize that these things had headlights. Did they have those back in early access? Maybe they did. I guess it's not really the most exciting feature, so I could see why I might forget it. Sentry Gun. Although I shall refrain from commenting on the pathetic attempt to defend our previous facility from the cleaners, I nonetheless saw it prudent to bolster our defensive options. Perhaps these efforts will help avoid a repeat of such failure. Thus, I present the Sentry Gun, an affordable and robust vehicle intended specifically for protecting our bases. Being a far simpler design than the Mars, it is significantly faster and cheaper to manufacture while still retaining most of the combat performance. Much of the simplification arises from the use of wheels rather than tracks for propulsion. This reduces overall cost and complexity, while also providing the weapon with an elevated firing position that improves accuracy. The downside of this design is that the Sentry Gun is prone to toppling over when traversing uneven terrain. It is therefore unsuitable for general combat use and should be deployed only on the flat, concrete floors of our facilities. This makes Sentry Guns a specialized tool. Though perhaps unnecessary in many situations, these inexpensive vehicles are nonetheless a highly effective way to bolster the defensive garrison of a base, particularly where living space is tight. Right? I mean, not something I think we'll worry about too much, at least not right now, since we're pretty clearly going all eggs in one basket with our current base loadout. But possibly an option later down the line as we start setting up our satellite bases. And yes, let's... aerial warfare. No, we'll do magnetics first. Which I think does also unlock a weapon upgrade for the infiltrators. Would be nice to pull a Mars rover, but I think we need to prioritize getting that second interceptor up first. And yeah, I think that brings us to a good place to call it. Nice, solid chunk of progress today, I think. Cleared some projects, got one step closer on that regional bonus in Africa. That'll be huge. And even got to see something new, the Cleaner Leader log entry. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now. I will get our new squad set, at least our interim squad. Obviously, I'll have to fine-tune once we see what our next actual job is. And we will pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Arrow Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Rowan Church, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.